Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Makat Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect. This your brother Nawat coming at you with another lesson. And I want to entitle this lesson, This Word is Way More Valuable Than Riches and Money. And that's a fact. This word is way more valuable and precious than anything this world has to offer. And anyone who thinks different, they're going to be in a world of trouble because this word is what's going to save us. See, as the scriptures say, wisdom and knowledge will be the stability of thy times. See, we want salvation. We don't need anything we have. We all have some place to stay, Lord willing, food, shelter, all of these different things are important to us. A car, a way to get around. We know we need these things in the current world we're living in, but at the same time, those things are not going to save any of us. If you get too attached to the things that you have, you're going off. Those things are going to lead you to a path of destruction, in which a lot of the Christian stuff that they teach in these churches is talking about how the Lord is blessing you with money and things and items. And if you have all of these things, that means you're blessed. That means you good. That means the Lord is with you. No, because money can be used as a tool and money can be used to destroy you. See, a lot of people have gotten lifted up in pride and thinking that their money is everything. Money becomes their God, basically, instead of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, who created everything, including us. That's who you should have your focus on, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai and His word. Understanding these prophecies, understanding this truth. This truth is going to prove to be way more valuable than anything that you can receive on this earth. Anything that you can receive in this world. And that's a fact. So with that, I want to get into some scriptures. Let's start out in the book of Proverbs. Let's start out in the book of Proverbs. Chapter 8 and verse 10. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 8 and verse 10. It says, receive my instruction and not silver, and knowledge rather than choice gold. And these words is coming from King Solomon himself. See, King Solomon was the wisest man ever, who also was Yahweh Shai in the reincarnation, if you can receive it. So these words that he is speaking is true wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. It says, receive my instruction and not silver, and knowledge rather than choice gold. Why? Because this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is what's going to lead you ultimately to salvation, not because you have silver and gold and money and riches. Those things are not going to help you. It says, for wisdom is better than rubies, and all the things that may be desired are not to be compared to it. See that? Wisdom is better than rubies, and all things that may be desired are not to be compared to it. So this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, this word, nothing can be compared to it. Not rubies, not gold, not silver, not them FRNs, none of that. None of that's more important than this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. So, hey, we got to hold on to this. This is precious. To understand the truth and to understand the prophecies, that's the real riches. That's the real money. And that's what we need. Now let's go to the book of Let's go to the book of John, chapter 1 and verse 1. Because Yahweh Shai is the word. This is the book of John, Saint John, chapter 1 and verse 1. In the beginning was the word, Yahweh Shai, and the word was with the Most High, and the word was the Most High. The same was in the beginning with the Most High. So Yahweh Shai is the word. So you rejecting Yahweh Shai, you rejecting the word, you rejecting the Father, you rejecting Yahweh, you rejecting Yahweh. See, you don't have nothing without this word. This word is the true wisdom, the knowledge, and understanding. It's life, actually. Without it, you dead. Without this true wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, without this enlightenment from the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you basically dead. Okay, because you're not illuminated, okay, with this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, then you just dead. This wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is precious. And people gonna soon find that out in the times that's coming. Jacob's trouble, as we know, is coming, a time on earth that there's never been. You think that somebody's FRNs or some gold bars or whatever they have is going to be able to save them when when everything, all hell is broke loose on this earth? You're not going to be able to make it. Nobody going to care about what you got other than if it's something for them to eat or something for them to take. That can be something that is useful for them at that time. And then ultimately, we want to make it through Jacob's trouble. We want to make it all the way into the end. We want to ultimately get beamed up on those chariots, whom people ignorantly call UFOs. That's the way the Lord is coming. The Lord is coming on a big, huge chariot. And the angels of the Lord, they're coming on chariots, which people seeing all over the world. Those are our salvation. That's our hope. That's what we hope to be of the elect of Israel, to be beamed up and to be delivered from the said destruction. But we're going to need this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding more than anything. So we need to just dig in deep and continue to read and study, listen to lessons, do our lessons, anything that we're doing that this word is getting built up in us. That's where the value comes in at. That's what's going to save you. Now let's go to, from there, let's go to Proverbs. Let's get this in Proverbs. Chapter 30, verse 8. Proverbs chapter 30 and verse 8. It says, "Remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me." See, everybody is different. Some brothers can have more money. Some brothers, you don't need as much money. But ultimately, you need what's convenient for you. You need what's just right for you. Not too much, not too little. It says, verse 9, "Lest I be full and deny thee and say, who is the Lord?" See, a lot of people who got riches and money, they're all lifted up. They're thinking that's all they need is their riches and their money. But it's going to prove to be not beneficial for them in the end. See, because they don't even have the Lord. You don't have the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you don't have nothing. Because the only way we're going to make it through to the end, to endure to the end, make it through Jacob's trouble, is we're going to have spiritual intervention from the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua. It says, "Or lest I be poor and steal and take the name of my power in vain." See, we don't want to be thieves out here either. Obviously, that's breaking one of the law, statutes, and commandments. See, we shouldn't be out here stealing because we so broke or poor. Ultimately, we want the Lord to feed us with food convenient for me. That's why we say in our prayers to ask him to give us our daily bread. And your daily bread could be anything. Everybody is different. So we ought not to be looking at other brothers and sisters out here and looking at what they have and what they got. Well, that's for them. You need to focus on Yahweh Shem Shai. You need to be thankful that you have what you need in order to endure unto the end. And that's what we need ultimately. We want to be in the kingdom. This place is going to be destroyed. The Lord is going to destroy this place during World War III with thermonuclear destruction. And the Lord is going to come back. Yahweh Shai is coming back with the angels. And they're going to be shooting concentrated laser beams of fire on this place. This earth is going to be burnt up. Okay? The Lord is coming to destroy this wicked kingdom. So our focus really needs to be on this word and the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Now from there, let's go to the book of Proverbs. Let's stay in Proverbs. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 11 and verse 4. Proverbs 11 and 4. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death. See, riches is not going to profit you during the time when the Lord unleashed that huge judgment in this world. People going to be howling, vexation of spirit for all types of reasons, whether it's hunger, whether it's imminent danger, or whatever's going on in their life. They did not focus on the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Therefore, he's not going to be there to save them. They didn't care about the word. And like I said, this word, this is what you need. And as we're preaching and teaching, we're out there week in and week out preaching this word with all diligence. And you got people just walking right by this word that's life-saving, this word that can ultimately lead you to salvation. See? But hey, the Lord has only opening up the ears of the elect. See, Lord willing, he continues to keep our ears open, or to keep our spirit open to this truth, knowledge, and understanding, and that we endure unto the end. Because anybody who can't get this word, the Lord has cut them off. He's blinded them. And if he does not open their mind up or open his spirit to receive this truth, they're going to be destroyed. Now, let's go to the book of St. Matthew, chapter 6 and verse 19. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 6 and 19. Yahweh Shai speaking. He says, lay not up for yourselves treasures upon the earth, where moth and rust does corrupt, and where thieves break in and steal. See, everything down here is corruptible. It can be stolen. It can be corrupted. It can mold. It can rot out. It can rust up. Those are carnal things. Those are things, those are physical things. Verse 20, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through and steal. That's what we're doing. We're laying up our treasures in heaven, doing this work, putting out these lessons, teaching on the highways and byways, giving where we can, helping the brothers out, doing whatever you can in this truth. Maybe you're not a prophet, but maybe you putting something towards the ministry, supporting in any kind of way you can. The Lord is counting that as you storing up treasures in heaven. That's what you need to be focused on, and studying his word and praying and fasting. The Lord is looking at all of that. All of those things are important. That's how you're laying up your treasures in heaven, as opposed to focusing on these carnal things on this earth that's eventually is going to get burned up. Verse 21, it says, where your treasure is where your heart be also. See, your mind. See, you want your mind on this word. You want to be studying. You want to be praying, reading scriptures, listening to lessons, teaching lessons, whatever you're doing towards this truth and the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai, that's where your treasure is. That's where you should be focused on. But others, they're focusing on money. They're focusing on how much money they can get, how many things, how many possessions they can have, how many cars they can have. Don't get me wrong, having money and things, that's not a sin. But if you make that your God or your only focus, you're going off. Ultimately, the Lord is not looking at you to save you that's going to ultimately lead to your destruction. Having your faith or making your riches and money your God. Worshiping things instead of Yahweh Shem Shai. Those are the things that's going to lead you to destruction. Focusing on things. See, all of this stuff is temporal. This money is good for what it can do for you now. It's a tool. Use it for what you need. But ultimately, that's not our power. That's not our God. The Lord, as a matter of fact, like I said, He's getting ready to burn this place down. Ain't going to be no, especially in Babylon the Great, a.k.a. America, this place is going to be completely burnt down. All the houses, the cars, the buildings, everything. So let's continue to focus and stay in this word, Lord willing. Now, let's go to the book of 2 Corinthians. This is the book of 2 Corinthians. 2 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 18. 2 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 18. While we look not to the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. But the things which are seen are temporal, but the things that are not seen are eternal. See, like our apostle Gabar always say, the things that you don't see is greater than the things that you do see. See, the power is in the spirit. The power is in the spirit. And we know that these things that we see, if you can see it, it's temporal. If you can see it, it's temporal. Even these bodies, even the bodies that we're in, Lord willing, we're one of the ones that gets beamed up, and in the twinkling of an eye, the Lord changes us and gives us that new body, that incorruptible body. We shared this corruptible body, and we received that incorruptible body. The same body that Yahweh Shai has. That's what we want. We don't even want these bodies we in. These bodies they get weak, they get old, they get sick. All kinds of things going on with our bodies. All kinds of sicknesses and pains and different things. But the bodies that we're going to receive, Lord willing, these bodies ain't never going to get sick, old, die. The Lord is looking to make us immortal if you are of the elect. So that's our focus. Not on things, not on money, but on this word and the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai. Now let's go to the 1 Timothy. 1 Timothy chapter 6 and verse 5. 1 Timothy chapter 6 and verse 5. Perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds and destitute of the truth, supposing that gain is godliness. From such withdraw thyself. See, there's the wisdom right there. The people who think that gain is godliness, they going off. It says from such withdraw thyself. Get away from people if that's all they think about. They think that gain is godliness. That if you got like 10 cars and a lot of houses and money and things like that, that's godliness. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with things. But when you begin to worship those things and when you begin to take your focus off the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai, you're going off. And the Most High said you will have no other gods before him. He is a jealous power. So what you look like down here, focusing on things, even during the time of Jacob's trouble, we're looking for the Lord to provide for us through the Spirit, to making sure we eat, to making sure we drink, and to making sure we're protected. That's going to be all hell breaking loose. We're going to need spiritual intervention and protection and guidance. We're not going to need money. We're not going to need things. We're going to need this word in the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Verse 6, but godliness with contentment is great gain. For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out of it. See, ultimately, if you of the 2/3, you ain't taking nothing out of this world. You ain't taking your money with you. You ain't taking your cars. You ain't taking nothing that you have. Nothing is coming with you that you thought was a prized possession. And if you of the 1/3, if you're of the elect, you ain't taking nothing with you either. You're not taking anything. You're not even taking your body with you. You're going to have a new body. And you won't be thinking about, see, if you got your mind in the right place, you're not thinking about money and riches and things. You focused in this word. You studying, you praying, you fasting, you seeking the Lord. Now let's go to verse 8. It says, for having food and raiment, let us be therewith content. See, only thing you need is food and raiment. If you got something, you got some food, you clothed, you got shelter, you got protection. Be content with that. That's the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai showing up for you in a big way, whether you see it or not. The Lord is coming through, even if you don't have hardly no money. If the Lord is providing you with the basics and necessities that you need, he is with you. Verse 9, but if they that be rich fall into temptation and a snare. See, the ones that are richest, all these celebrities, the Jay-Z's and the Beyoncé's and all these other different celebrities, they focused on what the things that they can attain. These things are going to mean nothing. See, ultimately, they falling into a snare. Anybody who putting all their faith and trust in money and riches, you fell into a snare, because ultimately you're going to be burned up down here in that lake of fire, that thermonuclear destruction. It says, into many foolish and hurtful lusts which drown men into destruction and perdition. That's exactly what happens. Anytime you especially, particularly the Israelites, because our power is Yahweh Shemel Shai. That's who we need to put our trust in, our faith in, our hope in. We need to be studying his word. But the ones who are in these riches, they drown in their own lust. They drown in destruction and perdition. They drown in sin and all types of wickedness, any manner of evil and wickedness. And we know what the Lord did during the time of Noah. He saw wickedness down and he completely drowned everybody except Noah and his family. This time, he's bringing fire. And if you're of the hopeful elect, you're focused on the Lord and you're focused on his word. You don't want no part of that fire. You don't want no part of that thermonuclear destruction, that lake of fire. Verse 10, for the love of money is the root of all evil. It didn't say having money is evil. It says for the love of money. See, you don't need to love money. You need to love this word. You need to love Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You need to love it, because the Lord is ultimately, he encompasses everything you need. Everything you need. The Lord would give you righteousness. The Lord would give you things that this world cannot give you. He will give you faith. Those critical things that you need. In order to make it through to Jacob's trouble and all of the calamities and destruction and things, you're going to have the faith of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Those things that money cannot buy. Money cannot buy you faith. Money cannot buy you righteousness. See, money cannot buy you true riches, which is this word, knowledge and understanding. Money can't buy that. Only the Lord can give you those things. Only the Lord can give you salvation. And that's what we should ultimately be focused on. Worshiping Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, studying his word, and hopeful that he delivers us from the said destruction. It says, while some covet after, they err from the faith. See? And pierce themselves through with many sorrows. Ultimately, the ones who've been focused on getting money and things, and that they made those things their God, ultimately they're gonna find themselves pierced with many sorrows. Many sorrows. I would not want to be one of the ones down here while those thermonuclear warheads is coming down and not get beamed up out of here while others are getting beamed up into safety on those chariots. Ultimately, we want to be on a chariot, looking down and seeing the destruction of America, Babylon the Great, burning in that nuclear fire and destruction. We don't want to be one of the 2/3 who didn't heed this word, who didn't listen to the word, who didn't believe his prophets. See, the Lord speaks through men. He always speaks through men. He speaks through his prophets. That's how you get the word. But if you're ignoring the prophets, you're ultimately ignoring the word, and you're ignoring Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And what do you think is going to happen? You're not going to get salvation that way. See, this is the time to seek this word, to seek truth and understanding, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and seek the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Now let's go to the book of Zephaniah. This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 1, and verse 17. Zephaniah 1 and 17. And I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as dung, as crap. That's what's going to ultimately happen when you don't have this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. You're going to be blind. You're going to be a blind man. Okay? All the ones that have sinned against the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, those are the ones that didn't heed this word. They didn't come back to the Lord. It says their blood shall be poured out like as dust, and their flesh as dung. Verse 18, neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath. See? Nobody's gold and silver and money is going to be able to save you from the Lord's wrath. As the scriptures say, it's a terrible thing to fall into the hand of the living power. And there's nothing you can do about it. He don't need nothing from you. You're not going to be able to pay the Lord off or anybody else for that means. You're going to be destroyed. When the Lord puts a word out that you're going to be destroyed, that's exactly what's going to happen. And it ain't nothing you have is going to be able to protect you from the Lord's wrath. But the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy. For he shall make even a speedy riddance of all of them that dwell in the land. See, the Lord is not playing. Scriptures say he's going to destroy Babylon the Great with thermonuclear fire and destruction in 1 hour. See, he's going to make quick work of this place. All of these hundreds of years they've been building up Babylon the Great and wickedness. The Lord going to throw this place down with fire in 1 hour. Now let's go to the book of Wisdom of Solomon. This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, in verse 15. It says, but the righteous live forevermore. Their reward is also with the Lord. See, our reward is with the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Our reward is not what Esau can give you. Our reward is not taking the MOTB or the mark of the beast. The Lord is going to destroy you if you take that, which is that RFID hip. That's going to be a time, that's going to come across the whole earth. It's going to be everybody is going to be under that test. Lord willing, we are the ones that will not take this devil's mark. See, our reward is with the Lord. That's the only one we need to focus on, Yahweh Shem Yahushai and his word. It says, and the care of them which is with the Most High. Therefore they shall receive a glorious kingdom and a beautiful crown from the Lord's hand. See, that's what we want. We want something that's eternal. We want something that's everlasting. See, we want the kingdom of heaven. We don't want this temporal world. As Yahweh Shai say, if this was his world, his servants would fight. But ultimately, this is not his world. So he getting ready to destroy this world, meaning the current rulership. And then he's going to set up the kingdom of heaven and righteousness right here on this earth. It says, for with his right hand shall he cover them, and with his arm he shall protect them. See, we want to be with the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai. We want to be saved. We want to have salvation. We want to be in the kingdom. We know this place is done. The Lord has put a bounds on this devil of time that he cannot pass. And it's closely approaching, and he knows it. See, we in the last days of his rulership. We in the last days of this devil's rulership. So our focus should be on this word and the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Now let's go to 1 Corinthians real quick. 1 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 9. Corinthians 2 and 9. It says, but it is written, I have not seen nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things that the Most High have prepared for them that love him. See, you love the Lord. He has things set up that you ain't never seen, never thought about, never heard of. That's the kind of power we serve. And that's what we're looking forward to. For the things which the Most High have prepared for them that love him. The Lord's going to give us everything. You love the Lord. You love this word. You love reading it. You love teaching it. You love studying. You love following the truth. The real true wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the scriptures. You thank the Lord that you understand the prophecies, that he's opened your mind up. That is the true blessing right there. Not you got 5 cars and 10 houses. The true wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of this word is what you need. That's the true riches. Now, let's go to the book of 2nd Esdras. This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 2 and verse 9. 2nd Esdras, actually, nope, I didn't mean that. It's a lot. 2nd Esdras, chapter 9 and verse 7. 2nd Esdras 9 and 7. It says, everyone that shall be saved, it didn't say might be saved, it says shall be saved, shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed. See, your works is believing in this truth. And you show that by studying it, teaching it, believing in it, following it. That's what the Lord is looking at. It says, shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed. To be able to believe in this truth is a blessing. Make no mistake about it. Verse 8, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. See, from the beginning, the Lord has set up who ultimately is of the elect, who ultimately will be saved and delivered and have salvation. That's why you remain humble. You keep your head down, continue to study this word. in these scriptures and these prophecies, and be hopeful that you are of the elect. Be hopeful that you are of that number to be saved and to have salvation. And let's end off here in Proverbs, which was the opening scripture. Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 10. Proverbs 8 and 10. Receive my instruction and not silver, and knowledge rather than choice gold. For wisdom is better than rubies, and all things that may be desired are not to be compared to it. And with that, I hope that you were edified by this lesson. This has been The Word is way more valuable than riches and money. I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom.